All right, everybody, it's that time of year again. Race day is tomorrow, and we have an entire car to build. Well, that's not entirely true. We've got most of it done, but we're down to the nitty gritty, the hard stuff, the little details, and I don't know how it's going to happen. So a lot of big changes have happened to Bill Gates. This is the current list. A lot of this stuff is very vague, like the engine harness. We have to build a whole harness. Fuel lines, well, yeah, I'm trying to put together a whole fuel system. Just putting the fuel pump in here in a minute. We don't have any exhaust. Wow, there's a lot. There is a lot. So to get started, we are using the LT1 out of Evans black Camaro, the 95 Camaro. I know some of you know it, some of you don't. It is the car that we spray over. No, we spray. How about that? I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm not going to say how much we spray. That's no secret. We would love to see this engine get into the fives just because it is an LT1, the second generation LT1 from a 95 Camaro. All right. We have really not changed a whole lot in the engine from the last time it ran. The only thing we really changed was we went to this 4-barrel Edelbrock intake. We're using the same injectors. We're using the Edelbrock fuel rails, and then using a Holley throttle body and elbow. Still using a mass airflow sensor. Still using the OptiSpark. None of that stuff has changed. As of right now, I don't have the MSD box hooked up to it, and I built a whole new wiring harness for this thing, although it's not even close to being done. And I don't know how we're gonna get it done, but we're trying. Still using LT1 factory LT1 radiator and fans. That they work awesome. I don't have any complaint with them, so why change it? Some big changes we made though were to Bill Gates was we went with an FTI turbo 400 transmission. I don't know if you can see it or not. And we went with a 9-inch rear end with disc brakes on the rear and a 456 rear gear. Not really anything changing back here. It's still same setup. We're not even hooking meth up to it that I'm aware of. I just cut this hole bigger in the tank so I can get to the fuel pump better. And the fuel lines are so big that I can't really feed them over the tank. So I'm still messing with that. Still have a wiring mess over here in the corner. So, robbed Evans' ratchet shifter. See, the floor is a mess. I haven't had time to clean anything up. This is a B&M ratchet shifter. I don't have the trans brake wired up. I'm just getting the bare minimum done. Like, what will it take to get this thing to run and go down the road and then be able to go racing tomorrow? I don't even think we're going to have the nitrous hooked up unless some miracle happens and we get it to work. So that's where we're at. Like I said, LT1 fuel system that doesn't look like it's going to burn me to the ground at any moment. Air motive regulator, air motive 340 fuel pump. No power steering this year unless I can figure out how to put it back on. The alternator's mounted low. I don't remember who the alternator kit is from now. I can't remember if it's Burkhart chassis or somebody else. It's not Burkhart though. Now I'm thinking about it. 1 7/8 headers, 3.5 inch collectors. Really not a lot to add. We're not putting any big interesting stuff on here. This is the breather box from Evan's car. We would have been better off to put Evan's car back together and put this transmission in it, because that's been a lot easier. But somehow this ended up happening. I'm not sure how this even come about now. The oil filter setup is very convenient to get to. I don't know how you can make it any easier, but we had to run this because the oil filter will not fit by the headers. So anyways, that's where it's at. Got any questions or comments, or you just hate the car or whatever, just tell me. I really don't care. So there's a race tomorrow I'm trying to get to. Car has not started, or this engine has not started in, I don't know, 2 years. The big thing I'm worried about at this very moment is I just remembered that this computer that has the right tune in it for this engine, I don't know if the anti-theft is shut off, so I'm not sure how to bypass it yet. I may have to look that up, because this thing may start and shut right back off, and I'm not really gonna know why it's doing what it's doing. So yeah, that concerns me. I'm worried about that, but I have a backup plan. We have a Phytech system laying around that I thought about throwing on here, but then I was worried about how you wire this OptiSpark distributor to that Phytech system. I don't know that either. So, geez, if I had a carburetor laying around, I'd almost put a carburetor on it. But I'm gonna try to run it with the same tune that we had a couple years ago. It was running good. It made good power. The transmission was the holdup a couple years ago in Evan's car. So now we've got a good transmission, good rear end, good engine. I'm ready to see what this thing will do. It was pulling the front tires in Evan's car. I don't know if it'll pull on this. You can see what tire I'm running. We didn't even get tires set up in time. So this is what I've got at the moment. There's no chance of me being able to get another tire on this car before tomorrow. This is the 4th of July. Obviously, there's a lot of places shut down. I'm not gonna, I don't know. I mean, the car's not even running. So the last thing I need to worry about is a tire, and there's a tire on the car. All right. Talk to you later.